Namaste and welcome to Sonali Joshi's Astrojyoti Healing. In this video, we are going to see more information and what care one should take on the solar eclipse that is happening on December 14th, 2020. Watch this video even more carefully if you have your moon, your sun, or your ascendant in the sign of Scorpio. Welcome back to Astrojyoti Healing. And as most of us know, eclipses are one of the magic eclipses are one of the magical things that we witness in nature. Usually every year we have 3 or 4 eclipses, most likely 4, and they happen in pair. On December 14th, we are going to have solar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio in the nakshatra of Jyeshtha. So if you have moon in Jyeshtha or any planets in the Jyeshtha nakshatra, definitely watch this video carefully. Usually eclipses means unsettled energy. In the language of astrology, eclipses are the times when Rahu and Ketu are stronger than Sun and Moon. So usually you will see Sun and Moon in line with Rahu or Ketu or in conjunction with Rahu or Ketu. On this 14th of December, this is how the horoscope chart will look like when you take a look at it. As you can see, Sun, Moon, Ketu, Venus and Mercury, they are conjunct in the sign of Scorpio. And hence, if your moon sign or sun sign or ascendant is Taurus, Gemini, Virgo, Cancer, Leo or Libra and Scorpio, then this is very important for you. It will tell you information about what not to change before eclipse or around that time. Rather, let the eclipse get over and then you can expect some changes in that related areas or expected or unexpected way. But most likely, depending on your natal horoscope, either it will be beneficial to you or it will make you work harder. If you have moon in Aries or Aries ascendant or you have sun in Aries, then this eclipse is happening in your 8th house. 8th house is about healing, transformation, changes. Some processes that will end and some new process will start. Since there is eclipse happening, you may have some confusion. You may feel some unsettled energy in terms of these things. So what do? You just take your time, wait and do not change things if you can wait. If it is an emergency, one has to go through it. We don't have any option. But I don't see this happening because fortunately your Rashi Lord or Ascendant Lord Mars is not part of this eclipse. Any changes should be done after the solar eclipse is over. If you have moon in Taurus, Vrishabh Rashi, or you have ascendant in Taurus or many planets in Taurus, then this eclipse is happening in your 7th house. So probably you are already experiencing some discontent, some unsettled energy in terms of relationships or business partnerships. It is always a good idea to wait to take the final decision till the eclipse is over. And you can always take a decision after 21st of December. Let Mercury or Venus move into the sign of Sagittarius and then you take your decision. It's a good idea to wait till moon passes through the Gandanta point and moves into Sagittarius or further. If you have moon in Gemini, ascendant in Gemini, Mithun Rashi or Mithun Lagna, or you have important planets in Mithun Rashi, then this eclipse is happening in your 6th house. That means you are already sensing some unsettled energy in terms of your health, certain health issues related to your stomach or you are already feeling the pressure from the competition. Some of you might feel that you are going through more expenses. Whatever the situation is, I would suggest wait till the eclipse gets over and then you can decide to make any change. Obviously, this doesn't include any emergency surgery, anything emergency. That is the best way is to drive slow, follow all the rules and regulations, and do not try to find any loopholes. Because very likely once this eclipse is over, you may be caught doing something that is wrong. So just take your time and go slow. And then you can take a decision once the eclipse is over. If you have moon in Cancer, Karka Rashi, or you have more planets in the sign of Cancer, then this eclipse is happening in your 5th house. So you may notice that you are dealing with some pressures or stress related to education, some exam, or your kids, or the responsibility related to kids. If there is any decision that can wait related to these areas, it's a good idea to wait and take the decision after the eclipse is over. Eclipses have a lot of unsettled energy and hence we feel that pressure. Sometimes we feel like taking decision immediately, but if this can wait, that is a great idea. Moon is almost passing through the point of Gandanta when the eclipse is happening, and once that is over, you should be able to take your decision and that will be more accurate. If you have moon in Leo, then your Rashi Lord, Sun, Surya is going through the eclipse. It is getting overpowered by Rahu and Ketu. You will feel pressure regarding the areas of your family, politics, primary education, or certain boundaries that are set. The best idea is try to work your way around and take it with patience. It's a good idea to wait until eclipse is over and once Mercury or Venus moves into the sign of Sagittarius. Don't take any decision in a hurry. Any conflict you have with your parents, it's a good idea to slow down and listen to them, be humble, be polite, and once eclipse is over, you probably get the solution automatically. If you have moon in Virgo, ascendant in Virgo, Kanya Rashi, the eclipse is happening in your 3rd house. And 3rd house is about your siblings, your teammates, or your courage, or in terms of doing short-term travels. You might be noticing that all these areas are kind of stuck or there is a lot of uncertainty. Any change that you want to make, please wait till the solar eclipse is over and till Venus or Mercury goes to Sagittarius. And then you can make that change and hopefully the result will be in your favor. If you have moon in Libra, Tula Rashi, or ascendant in Libra, then this eclipse is happening in your 2nd house. Probably you are dealing with issues related to earning, profits, or some of you are probably going through some minor throat infections, cough and cold, which is making your voice kind of different. It's a good idea to take it slowly and do not make any sudden changes until the eclipse is over. Once your Rashi Lord Venus goes into Sagittarius, you will feel more comfort, and probably once the eclipse is over, the fear, the uncertainty will also get resolved. If you have moon in Scorpio, Vrishik Rashi, or Scorpio ascendant, then this is happening in your 1st house. If you have moon in Scorpio, Vrishik Rashi, then this eclipse is happening in your 1st house. Scorpio is about transformation. So people are already sensing the areas in which they need transformation, they need to make a change. However, there is so much confusion or there is so much uncertainty that they are not ready to take that step. But this eclipse will most likely make people change things. And if you have Scorpio moon or Scorpio ascendant, then this is going to affect you the most. Those of you who have eclipse happening near their moon or their ascendant at the exact degrees, they will notice the impact even more. Fortunately, this is not near Gandanta, so this is less. So the impact of this eclipse are less in terms of feeling a sense of fear or some negativity. However, we do expect change in terms of political scene, change in terms of any powerhouses, change in terms of anybody holding important or the important title or important position in an organization. So if you are Scorpio, remember about this. Also, do not make any change until the exact conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter gets over on 21st. Let the eclipse be over and off. Take it slow till 21st and then you can make any change, and fortunately those changes will be for your good. If you have moon in Scorpio, just remember eclipses are times of unsettled energy. Do anything but do not have any revengeful emotions or do not act on any act that includes taking revenge on somebody. You have to control your temperament. If you have moon in Sagittarius, Dhanu Rashi or Sagittarius ascendant, then this eclipse is happening in your 12th house. 12th house is about your own privacy, your meditation, your relaxed timing or your private space. Sagittarius folks are finding it difficult to have peace of mind due to various reasons. Whatever changes you have to make, you keep a note of it, keep track of it, and once this eclipse is over, most likely they will happen on their own or after 21st, once Jupiter and Saturn conjunction is done, you can choose to take those steps to make those changes. Always remember, doing donations, helping others is the best way to deal with the 12th house energy. If you have moon in Capricorn, Makar Rashi or Capricorn ascendant, then this eclipse is happening in your 11th house. 11th house is about your gains. It is about your elder siblings. It is about your friend circles or your networks related to finances. Capricorn people are already feeling the stress because of Saturn is going over their moon. And you must be thinking, now what? What is this solar eclipse going to bring? There is one clue from this solar eclipse. Whatever friend circles, social circles you are keeping, because you will get a chance to go higher in the hierarchy or because you will get something from them, may not even happen. And the reason being, there is conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, which is going to slow down the amount of earnings you can do through all these network circles. Rather, you are supposed to donate to them, give them whatever you can, and do not expect anything from them. So you must be thinking, should I just delete half of the phone numbers from my address book, from my phone book? No, you don't have to take those steps. It might just happen that some people will automatically decide not to keep in touch with you once this eclipse is over and the energy settles. Don't make any changes on your own, rather wait and then you can choose what you want to do. If you have moon in Aquarius, Kumbh Rashi or Aquarius ascendant, then the eclipse is happening in your 10th house. And we think about eclipse as something negative. However, Mars is not the part of this eclipse. So, fortunately, there is less thing to worry. Do not make any changes until the eclipse is over and the exact conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter is over. Let Mercury go into Sagittarius, and then you can choose to make changes regarding your workspace, your social circles, or anything that you want to change at work front. It's a good idea not to make any changes right before the eclipse or on the day of eclipse. If you have moon in Pisces, Pisces ascendant, Meen Rashi, then the eclipse is happening in your 9th house. That means 9th house is about your duty, your dharma, what is the right thing to do. Probably you are having constant confusion or some doubts regarding this, and you are trying your best to seek advice from your mentor or advisor or somebody who is trying to guide you. Do not make any changes on the day of eclipse, rather wait until the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter is done, and then you can make those changes. Any important decisions that you have already taken, go through them, let them happen as they are, but avoid the day of eclipse to take any decision on the go. It might happen that Pisces people will suddenly start thinking that the advice they have been receiving is not that helpful. But just understand, this is the time where you are confused, you are expecting a lot and things are not happening. Let the eclipse be over and you will understand your mentors, your advisors have been helping you. They want best things to happen to you. So just focus on your own transformation, the changes that you have decided to do, and start implementing them after 21st of December. For all signs, the information regarding eclipse is to help you understand what type of energies are going to be active. It's not to scare you, but it is for your benefit and it is for your well-being. And the most important thing is, do not watch this solar eclipse with naked eyes. Use the proper scientific goggles that are needed to use this eclipse in case you want to watch it. And that too, if you are expecting, pregnant women should not watch this eclipse, and not for any other reason, but very likely from the health perspective. If you can, just don't watch it. Fortunately, this eclipse is not visible in the United States of America. If eclipse is not visible, then it affects you the lesser, and which is better. That means it is reducing the level of uncertainty that one can have in mind. If you live in the area where eclipse is visible, then try not to see it with naked eyes. If you believe in God, you want to do any mantra chanting, Om Namah Shivaya is a great mantra to do. You can also recite Navagraha Stotra. You can also do any japa or mantra related to your Kula Devata. And above all, just have faith in yourself. Try to do anything better for the humanity. And this is the time of high energy, unsettled energy. Use it for the right causes, right purposes. If you have any questions or you want to know more about your horoscope and how this eclipse will give results to you, you can send an email to iamsonalijoshi@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to do a horoscope reading for you. Please like this video, share this video with your friends, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Namaste. Thank you. Shubhamastu.